If you have clicked this video, it means that you truly want to become happy. You have tried every possibilities that seems to be leading you towards your destiny. But in the end of every try, you have been thrown with a single stone of despair. Every time you try to be happy, you realized that's not the thing which can give you the happiness you have been expecting. And no many times you have heard that the true happiness is inside you. Even if you realize its meaning, you realize the truth behind it. Will it be enough for you to become happy? I don't think so, because it's even incomplete. So, I just want to make you acknowledge about what to do to become happy. I just want to make you capable of realizing what's that true happiness even mean. But remember my words, when you'll become able to recognize what the true happiness, from that time you'll stop becoming happy. You'll stop becoming happy and sad. This might be foolishness if you think from now, but from the time you realized the real happiness, you'll stop becoming happy. So today, I just want to make you acknowledge about real happiness. After that, you will just make yourself away from all this happiness. So, to understand that real happiness inside you, you have to understand a story. That's the story of a boy who used to live in a top of the hill. He used to have a very small house, a house of small woods. He was very sad. Looking at the nearby hill in the evening time, he saw a very big castle, a castle of windows and door of gold. He thought he will find his real happiness there and went towards that gold of castle or castle of gold. After covering a long distance, he finally go up to there and get to his destiny. But when he saw it, he realized that's a simple wooden house as his, but due to the power of sunlight, it has been shining as if it is a castle of some kind of gold. If we see in our life, we'll find out. Even if we see it many things, they attract us, and we think like these things will give us happiness. We try our best to get to these possibilities, but at the end of it, we realized that's not the happiness which we have been expecting. So, when you stop looking for happiness in this materialistic world, you realized you are happy. The happiness inside is you feeding you and saying you have found me, you don't need outside. In that moment, you realized that nothing called happiness has ever existed in this world. Nothing called happiness hasn't existed. The only thing you have been seeing up until now is just a desire to become happy, which have never been existed. Because you want the thing you don't have. The thing that has not existed is not the thing you have. So you don't have, you want to have it. So, when you realize these things, you stop becoming happiness. Because realized the amount of happiness you are getting now is the cause of amount of pain you will get in future, and the amount of pain you are getting now will be the cause of amount of happiness you will get in future. It's obvious that child become less sad, less depressed, and less happiness than comparatively with yours. Every time the happiness is knocking inside your door, knocking in your door, you have to realize that the sadness, the sorrows, the suffering, the anxiety are behind that happiness. And you get inside the circle of happiness and sorrows continuously throughout your life. So, when you realize what the true happiness means, it means that you have realized no single happiness have ever existed. Both are same. Happiness and sadness are both are same. If you are less happy, you are sad. If you are less sad, you are more happy. Nothing different. But these things are two-dimensional. Listen. Even if you are thinking you have understand nothing, don't worry. I have been saying all those things to make you capable to understand. Now listen from very beginning. You have been searching your happiness in many things. But after all this try, in everything you are failed to gain the happiness. And I say you, the real happiness is inside you. So you think what does it mean? You stop about getting the happiness outside this world. The time you get it, the time you have it, you realized what inner happiness means. But after that, I said you, nothing called happiness ever existed. Because the time you get a realization about inner happiness, you knew that happiness and sorrows are not two things. They are the same thing. If you are extremely happy, you are happy. If your happiness is in very low level, you are sad. And if your sadness is in very low level, you are happy. Though they are not two things, they are only feelings. Whenever the happiness outside your door realized, the double amount of sadness, sorrows, and anxiety are hidden just outside it. So the time you realized what does inner happiness mean, you realize the cause of happiness is sorrows, and the cause of sorrows is happiness. You have been inside the cycle without knowing, and that's your biggest mistake. You have to get out of the cycle of happiness and sorrows. So that time you realize inner happiness, you stop becoming happiness and sorrowness. Because you realized both things are only cycle of happiness and sorrow. You have to get out of it. Because the time you get happy is the reason why you suffer. It's just like cold and hot. Nothing called hot and nothing called cold have ever existed. Only temperature exists. If I say you, make your hand heat too much, and another hand make it cold, and put both hands together in a tap water of normal temperature. Your one hand will say, the water is very cold, and your another hand will say, the water is very hot. But nothing called hotness and coldness have ever existed. Only temperature exists. So in the final, I want to say you have been trying to find your happiness in outside things. If you try to quit these things, you'll find inner happiness, and you'll realize nothing called happiness and sorrows has ever existed, and you become out of the cycle of happiness and sorrows. You become a person with less emotionless, because you know nothing called happiness and sorrows has ever existed in this accursed world.